Hi. So last week we celebrated Mother's Day with my mother and my grandmother. We had dinner together and it was a good time. I think they really enjoyed everything. And I'm happy that they had a nice Mother's Day and that I could help make it nice for them. Uh, so for this week, though, yesterday I had my sixth laser hair removal appointment, and I would say that went really well too. Uh, Not the like days leading up to it where I had to stop my skincare because I did have a lot of breakouts, but the appointment went well. I was able to, get myself to speak up too to make sure they got my neck area more. Um, it did, I would say, hurt a little less overall, probably because the uh, of density of hair is not quite what it used to be. It still did hurt though, quite a bit in some areas, like the upper lip. That tends to be the worst, and like around the jawline, uh, for me personally. But otherwise, I would say it went well. I'm glad to have it behind me again and to be able to start doing my skincare stuff again because it is difficult to go without it. And I guess like afterwards, I'm not really a fan of how it feels. Like my face feels like really bumpy. It's felt like that every time while it's like healing and going through the process of like shedding the hairs, I guess, because it takes like about a week or so for the hairs to like fall out. It's not like an immediate thing, but like early on, like right after getting it done, it always like has this like feeling of like bumpiness to my face and like the hairs are like kind of loose or something. I'm not a fan of that feeling, but it's not that big of a deal. I feel like it's more of a feeling than like it is an appearance because when I look in the mirror, I don't really notice it like the way that it feels. But it is a thing, and otherwise, everything about it's been good, and I'm really happy about it because I notice an improvement each time, and I look forward to not having to shave my face because I kind of find it to be a pain on top of the just disliking the beard shadow and the way that facial hair feels. I do like have some occasional thoughts of like what if I was to regret this like sort of thing, but usually I just have to think about how much of a hassle having to shave every day is and how it feels to have facial hair, and I usually uh, pretty much always feel better about it. Other than that, I would say that this week was a pretty good week, despite the challenges with like how I feel about how I look, both with my skin and my hair. But there was like the laser thing, which is like a temporary issue with having to stop my skincare, and then there was like the hair thing, which is something I've been trying a lot of things to fix or make it better, and have not really had the results that I had wanted. But I kind of caved this week, and I decided to buy Olaplex 3, and I also at that like time I decided to get 4 and 5 as well, which are the shampoo and the conditioner that go along with the Olaplex 3. Uh, it's like for like bond rebuilding and hair repair. And I did notice a difference like right after the first time I used it, which I want to say was on Wednesday. And I had only gotten the Olaplex 3 that day because the shampoo and conditioner weren't shipping at the same time. I definitely noticed a big improvement though when I uh, washed my hair the next day to go to work. It kind of felt like it had went back to the way that it was before, and I was kind of really upset about that because the Olaplex stuff is like has a pretty like sizable price tag for how much you get, at least in my opinion. But you're only supposed to use it once a week or at most like every like 2 to 3 days. But I think I'm only going to do once a week aside from this initial time where I did it Wednesday and I did it again today to try it with the shampoo and the conditioner. Um, it is a bit of a hassle to use too because you have to like get in the shower, shampoo your hair, get out, put the Olaplex 3 in, like leave it in there for like at least 10 minutes. I've been doing 30 minutes personally. Some people say they leave it in all day, but I've heard mixed things about that. So I didn't want to like kind of risk things. I'm just gonna do it basically the way the directions say. And despite it being a hassle, I was really happy to see a difference like almost immediately afterward, especially with like when my hair is still wet, it looks way like healthier and smoother and shinier, but I still have like a lot of these like crinkly damaged hairs that do seem to be kind of like falling out. And I would say that overall, it looks even better today than it did when I tried it on Wednesday. Now that I got to use it with the shampoo and conditioner too, which had like a really nice smell to it. And at least to me, it felt like I was able to use less of that than I normally have to with my regular shampoo and conditioner that I'd been using to actually like kind of cover my whole hair and like work through my whole hair. It seemed like I didn't need as much, which is nice because the bottles are pretty small for being $30, especially compared to what I was buying for $10. So, yeah, that was cool. And I'm optimistic and happy that there's like something that's helping with that because it's been like a big source of anxiety and discomfort and I guess like insecurity and depression and stuff when I have to go out. I like it really gets to me. Like the way I look sometimes when I'm like getting ready to leave and doing all my preparation and like looking in the mirror and just feeling like I don't want people to see me those days. It's really tough, especially when I don't have a choice, like with going to work or going to an appointment. I would say it's worse for me going to work because of the environment that I work in. I like still don't entirely feel like super comfortable working in like a school sort of environment as a guy. I know there's like lots of guy teachers, or rather presenting as a guy at least, since I'm doing the whole transitioning thing. But yeah, I present as a guy and I don't really feel super comfortable in that environment. It's not like the kind of job I would have chosen personally, but it's where I ended up just by like I guess fate or whatever you want to call it, since a family member got me in there during COVID, and I've just kind of stayed there because it's been comfortable to me, and I like having the holidays off and everything, and having the summer off. So, uh, yeah, I guess like speaking of like work, because I don't even remember what I was talking about anymore. I would say work went really well this week. The people I work with are truly like really wonderful, and I'm super grateful for them. They could tell I like wasn't feeling great some days this week, and they brought it up to me and asked me how I was doing and gave me some like leeway on things like letting me go in to like prepare the lunches for the kids uh, instead of like having to like stay and interact with them more because I just kind of wanted to be by myself at the time because I wasn't feeling good. And, I usually get the lunches ready for them because they're preschoolers. So they let me go down to the cafeteria and set up all their stuff uh, like a little bit earlier. And that was nice. And just like the fact that, somebody said something to me almost made me cry. And another one of my coworkers, she also had offered, to like give me her number if I wanted to like have somebody to talk to because like if I wanted a friend, is what she said too. And yeah, that was really nice. I'm running out of time, unfortunately. Um, so I guess I should try to wrap things up. I think I see my therapist tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to talk to her about what I am thinking of doing going forward. And I'm thinking I might want to try like continuing, maybe, even if she has to go somewhere else. I'm also thinking of asking if I could see her at the new place, maybe, but we'll see. Uh, Anyways, I really appreciate anybody watching this, and I hope it can help somehow, maybe. And I wish you the absolute best, and I will see you next time. Bye.